Never argue inside an elevator or else... Fortunately, the boy only injured his arm, but the mother had fainted. The boy quickly called for help.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm in the Washington Bedford medical tower. The elevator just crashed.
Crashed?
The rope just snapped, okay? I'm fine, but I think my mom hit her head. Please send help!
Firefighters rushed to the scene. The mother and son were stuck between floors, so the rescue had to be done from above. To make things worse, an old water pipe had burst. It wouldn't be long before the elevator was completely flooded. There was no time to waste. The team sprang into action. 2 rescuers reached the top of the elevator. The trapped pair finally saw hope. Buck pried open the hatch and climbed in. The dutiful boy insisted his mother go first, and she was quickly lifted to safety. Everything seemed to be going well, but suddenly...
What the hell happened?
Hey, the weight of the water is pulling us down!
There was only one rope. It couldn't carry 2 people at once. As the rising water reached his neck, Buck gave the rope to the boy without hesitation. The boy was rescued, leaving Buck alone in the water. His teammates shouted desperately. Luckily, Buck's muscles didn't let him down. Using the water's buoyancy, he pulled off a chin-up and climbed out under the stunned gaze of his teammate. The mother and son were quickly taken to the hospital. The helicopter crashed onto a lawn. The pilot was unconscious, and the blades were still spinning wildly. But the bystanders weren't panicked at all. Instead, they stood in the strong wind from the blades, pulling out their phones to take pictures. Firefighters soon arrived, but no one dared to approach just yet. They hid behind the fire truck, carefully assessing the situation. After evaluating the scene, they slowly approached the still-running helicopter, hoping to rescue the people trapped inside. The one who called for help was a female TV news anchor. She and her co-host had boarded the chopper to report on the city's traffic, but mid-air, the helicopter malfunctioned. The pilot tried to make an emergency landing on an open lawn, but ended up crashing with the aircraft snagged on a metal stairway. The situation was tricky. The spinning rotors meant any shift in weight might cause the helicopter to tip over completely, so the rescue team split up. 2 firefighters stabilized the aircraft and prepared to extract the passengers, while another waited for the right moment to slide into the cockpit and shut the engine down. The girl hides on the dining table, trembling, just because the ground is crawling with crayfish that look like venomous scorpions. Scared, she quickly dials 911, but the operator says the section of road where the girl is located is blocked due to a volcanic eruption. Firefighters might take a very long time to arrive. The girl is stunned. What? A volcano underground? She looks out the window and sees lava at thousands of degrees approaching her. The girl is terrified. Venomous scorpions inside and lava outside. Is God going to kill her? The operator quickly calms the girl down and tells her to save herself actively. But it's easier said than done. The girl has no tools around her, only a spatula. But the problem is she doesn't dare to touch scorpions that look like this. Meanwhile, through the girl's description of the scorpions, the operator finds out these are highly venomous scorpions. One sting could send her to meet God on the spot. It seems she can't charge in hard. The operator asks if there is any insecticide. The girl says there is, but it's all in the warehouse and she can't get it now. Seeing the lava getting closer, the girl is so anxious that she sweats profusely. At this moment, the operator asks slowly what seasonings are in the food truck. The girl is about to cry, not understanding what the operator is doing. Is she asking her to season herself? But she has no choice but to obediently answer that there are salad dressing, spicy sauce, barbecue sauce, and vinaigrette. As soon as the operator hears vinaigrette, he gets excited, because according to the research, these scorpions are afraid of acetic acid. So she tells the girl to pour vinaigrette into a spray bottle and spray it furiously at the scorpions. Sure enough, the scorpions retreat one after another. The girl is overjoyed. She is saved now, but suddenly the food truck shakes. Lava has flowed under the truck. The girl looks out the window in great despair. Thinking she is doomed, suddenly the rear door opens. A policeman waves to her to leave quickly, so she jumps out of the food truck and gets into the police car. As soon as they leave, the food truck is swallowed by lava. Thank goodness the policeman arrived in time. Otherwise, the girl would really have seasoned herself by the way. The ground starts to shake violently. She looks back, almost scared out of her wits. A massive flood comes surging in. She instinctively mounts her bike, desperately pedaling forward to escape, but it's all in vain. The woman is eventually swallowed by the flood. Fortunately, she doesn't die, because the flood washes her into a pipeline. Although she has multiple fractures all over her body, she can barely move, quickly dials the emergency number. The operator judges based on her description. She should have been washed into the flood discharge pipeline. According to the SW letters seen by the woman, the emergency center locks down the general area, but can't locate the exact position. The operator tells the woman there should be an electrical box in the pipeline. As long as she presses the gate button inside, the flood discharge system can lock her position. After hearing this, she looks around. Sure enough, she sees an electrical box. She endures the pain and supports her severely injured body, slowly moving to the side of the electrical box. Seeing hope just ahead, the next second she falls into despair again. Because the electrical box is tightly locked, giving up now is equivalent to waiting for death. So she takes out a bike wrench, hitting the lock head hard. The operator also cheers her on, encouraging her not to give up. Not knowing how many times she hits, the lock head is finally broken. She opens the electrical box, presses the red button firmly. The floodgate opens accordingly. The operator instantly locates her position. Soon, firefighters arrive at the scene, rescuing the woman from the pipeline.
Where do I smell the ocean?
It turns out that the sea is not far away. If the pipeline hadn't blocked her, she would have been washed into the sea long ago, probably already dead by now. Two men and a woman are hiking up a mountain. Their goal is to take a photo under the Hollywood sign. The two are a couple, while the friend trailing behind has endured their PDA all day and clearly looks annoyed. The girlfriend is tired from climbing and suggests taking a break, but her boyfriend urges them to hold on. The Hollywood sign is just ahead. Seeing the destination in front of them, the woman quickly takes out her phone to snap a photo. The friend thinks their goal has been achieved and decides to head down the mountain. But just then, he spots multiple helicopters in the sky, and all three sense something is wrong. The woman decides to take one more photo with her boyfriend before leaving. Suddenly, the entire mountain begins to shake violently. They turn around to find an earthquake has triggered a landslide, and the Hollywood sign is collapsing toward them. The three panic and flee immediately. The earthquake not only causes the landslide, but also breaches a nearby reservoir dam, leading to floods and mudslides. A rescue team arrives quickly to search for survivors. When the boyfriend sees the rescuers approaching, he shouts for help. Meanwhile, the friend is trapped in mud. The rescuers place planks on the mud and approach slowly. The captain tells them not to move, warning that the mud is like quicksand. Any movement will sink them deeper. They quickly lay planks around the friend. A team member checks and finds the friend has high blood pressure and shallow breathing. This indicates the mud might be compressing his lungs, so they need to rescue him fast. The captain tells him to stay still, but the friend keeps sinking. The boyfriend asks why they can't just pull him out. The rescuers explain that would tear him in half. They need a plan. The captain decides to use materials on site, cutting steel pipes from the fallen sign. Convinced he won't survive, the friend musters the courage to confess his feelings to the woman, who's with her boyfriend. The boyfriend is stunned. The captain thinks he's joking, but the friend insists, plunging all three into awkward silence. A team member urges the captain to hurry. She can't take this awkward tension anymore. The captain finally removes the steel pipe as the friend struggles to breathe. They rush to rescue him. Seeing the friend in critical condition, the woman also finds her courage.
I love you too, Dylan!
What?
Everyone freezes as the woman crouches down to comfort the friend, fight to live for her. The rescuers have him lean on the steel pipe and lift him out of the mud.
And then I'm gonna kill you.
The woman keeps explaining to her boyfriend that she only did it to save the friend. The friend is heartbroken again, and the boyfriend refuses to listen. In an instant, the woman loses both men.